So now, did you study with anyone in particular, or did you just find your own path? Like, did you, who were some of your teachers, or
So,
what was some of the books that you
so
loved?
a bit of all of the above.
Right.
I would say my first real book, besides You Can Heal Your Life, was Many Lives, Many Masters by
Uh-huh.
Brian Weiss.
Yes.
Weiss? I always
Weiss. Yeah.
forget which
Brian
one it
Weiss.
is. Lovely. I know him well now. Very grateful. But that was a really influential book for me.
Uh-huh.
It kind of like hurtled into, the past life conversation, Akashic Records, all of that kind of stuff. Another really strong book for me was, strangely enough, it's a little bit morbid, but I'd always been fascinated by death and grief and like
Yeah.
just what happens when we die, where we go. And so my first book that I read, actually, it's even before all the spiritual books, was On Death and Dying and the Stages of Grief. Yeah.
Elizabeth Kubler-Ross.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
when I look back at like the experience that really hurdled me into the spiritual world, it was through connecting with a couple of young teenagers who had passed over and then being kind
Mm-hmm.
of connected with their mothers. So there was something about the threshold of death that really initiated something in me. And interestingly, when my mum, I had my son about almost 3 years ago now, and when my mum came to visit around that time, she mentioned, "Oh yeah, do you remember? Not do you remember?" She's like, "I don't know if I've ever told you this, but when you were born, I actually shared a room with a woman who had just lost her child."
Wow.
And so, like, my first 2 weeks of
Birth.
life
Uh-huh.
was that threshold. And
Sure.
hearing that, oh my gosh, it erupted something in me because I'd always felt this deep grief within me and this
Mm-hmm.
yearning to kind of like find a mother, even though I had a mother.
Oh,
So
I get
I
it.
think that really was the first initiatory thing for me that really, woke, because I was at the threshold of birth and death at the same time, and joy
Uh-huh.
and grief and all of that, which I think is like a core part of my work. I'm discovering. And then, yeah, as the years went on, one of my teachers, like who helped me, I guess, get the courage to create workshops and work professionally, was Sonia Choquette. I went
Ah,
to her workshops in London in my mid-20s.
I didn't
So
know
she
that. That's so
mentored me for
cool.
a bit. Yeah. And yeah, but nowadays when I look back, the biggest teacher is definitely nature. It's how I
Yeah.
do all my creative work and writing. Even when I was working as a creative in advertising, I'd go to the beach before work. I'd do like an hour of idea generation, and then I'd go and sit in a cubicle and pretend to work. So yeah, I think nature is the number one.
Okay, if you like this podcast and you want to see more, just click over here and you'll get to see more clips from this interview. If you just want to listen, well, if you click there, you'll listen to the entire interview available to you on any one of your favorite podcast channels.